Hey guys, Tim here from Droid Life. Right in time for the holiday shopping season. Everyone's probably getting ready to, maybe purchase that special someone a smartphone. The Axon 7 Mini is now available, no longer for pre-order on Best Buy, Amazon, ZTE's website, etc. You can just go ahead and pick one up at Amazon. The phone only costs $300, so $300 for some pretty good specs. Definitely not a bad deal at all. So we finally got one in-house. Sorry for the wait, but we do have one, Axon 7 Mini, and we're going to go ahead and unbox it and start that whole process as everyone knows that we do. We love unboxings. It's like our favorite time of the year, which is all year long. So, plastic off. I hope you don't mind. I did break the seals, making this process just a bit easier for me. That way I don't have to struggle on camera. All right, so in here we've got, looks like that'll be a case, micro SIM tool, and documentation. Don't know if we really need to look at all of that stuff, but here is the device. So we do have the gold model. The phone comes in gold and silver. However, I'm pretty sure the gold model is still a Best Buy exclusive. So if you want that gold, you're going to have to stop by Best Buy and pick one up. But again, $300 for some pretty sweet specs. I will attempt to let that boot up in everyone's sight if I can get the plastic cover off. There we go. So keep your eye on that. I'll keep digging through the box. We've got your standard power charger, standard USB right there. Maybe that's like a stand. Honestly, I have no idea. Headphones. And standard USB to USB Type-C, because right there on the bottom, USB Type-C. Just going to say this is taking forever to boot. But while it is taking forever, we can at least talk about, nothing else in the box. We can at least talk about additional, oh my goodness. We can talk about additional specifications. Axon 7 Mini. The Mini, it's pretty funny, features a 5.2-inch full HD display. Back in the day, we would never call a 5.2-inch display mini, but when you compare it to the larger Axon 7, which is 5.7-inch, I believe, I guess it is a mini. Other specs include a Snapdragon 617 processor, 16 megapixel ISO cell rear-facing camera, has a 8 megapixel front-facing camera right there, along with these speakers right here. The battery is 2705 milliamp hour. So, for a nice solid-sized battery, not that big of a body at all. Actually, this is one of the more comfortable phones I think I've ever held. This feels very nice. Does have, with that battery, Quick Charge 2.0 through the USB Type-C port. 32 gigs of built-in storage, so not a ton of storage, and I don't believe that there's a 64 gig model. But again, $299, not bad at all. There is the Fingerprint Reader on the back there. And it comes running Android Marshmallow. Pretty sure that, ZTE keeps it pretty plain when it comes to their Android skin. So not a lot going on there on top of Marshmallow, which is a good thing. And of course, it's an unlocked phone, GSM unlocked, so T-Mobile, AT&T, LTE should work just fine. But again, I don't know if you've noticed, but this boot animation is taking quite a bit. So go ahead and give you a little tour here. You got some speakers right there on the bottom, speakers right there on the top. Not quite sure if they're stereo. Gonna have to dive in and play some audio to find out. But there's your front-facing camera. On the left side here, you've got your SIM port. Does support micro SD. If I am reading the specs correctly, I want to say that it does. And then on the bottom here, you got your noise canceling mic, USB Type-C port. On the right, you got your power button, volume rocker up and down. On the top, 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, so no courage for ZTE. There's that 16 megapixel camera, LED flash, fingerprint reader. Nice little texture here going down from the camera into the fingerprint reader. Looks pretty nice. Axon, minimal branding, ZTE right there on the bottom. Got a sticker. There it is. Welcome. So I'm going to go ahead and get this all booted up, squared away, and we'll be right back. All right, and we are back. We've got the Axon 7 Mini all booted up here, and as you can see, that 5.2 inch full HD display is looking rather nicely here. You know, not too much side bezel going on, but of course with the on-screen buttons, you can see actually quite a thick black line between this speaker right here and then the bezel, then the display. Same thing for the top. The sides look good, but I will say the top bezel definitely noticeable to the eye. I wanted to show you, I've got the fingerprint reader all kind of squared away. So from what I can see, pretty quick, definitely about, half a second or so, nothing too crazy to unlock the device. But wanted to give you a brief rundown of what ZTE does with their software. While I will say it is sort of a plain Android experience, they do switch up quite a few things. So when you pull it down, the notification shade, you've got access to a few system toggles right here. And then if you swipe down again, you've got access to pretty much all of your system settings as well as a brightness toggle. Diving in, and of course, as you saw, those were editable. Diving into the settings here, this is where things get a little different, sort of TouchWiz-esque actually, with a big tile design of frequently used settings. So just like accessing them here, you can access that same stuff all right here. But then of course, if you swipe or tap on the all settings, you're going to dive into your more comprehensive list. And right here, if you need help finding something that you're not seeing on the list, they've got the fab right here, the floating action button for easy finding of all that stuff. Diving into the About phone, wanted to look at the Android version. We're rocking 6.0.1, Android security patch level September. It's mid-November right now, but I'm assuming I haven't hooked up to Wi-Fi. I'm guessing there's an update, a software update. In addition, inside of several applications, you can actually hide the on-screen buttons, say if you just don't need them. A lot of apps already have built-in navigation, so if you want to hide those, that's easy to do. You can always bring them back up by just sliding, hitting home, and you're good to go. I whipped open the camera, so the camera features a really nice manual mode, slow-mo mode, live pictures. There's a lot of fun tweaks that ZTE, I think, has done to the software so far. Kind of definitely looking forward to using a lot of it. And then ZTE also touts the audio performance of this phone, saying it should be one of the best smartphone audio experiences on the market. So, if that sort of thing excites you, or maybe excites someone you love, for $300, that's not bad at all. Fingerprint reader, nice 5.2 inch display, Snapdragon 617. Definitely not a bad phone. So if you guys have any questions, concerns, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. But until then, we're Droid Life. Peace.